Hello, my name is Haley Cruz, and today I will be examining a quote from one of the great leaders of the 20th century, British Prime Minister Sir Winston Churchill. In 1954, he stated that if the human race wishes to have a prolonged and indefinite period of material prosperity, they have only got to behave in a peaceful and helpful way towards one another, and science will do for them all that they wish and more than they can dream. When individuals show respect for each other's ideas, success naturally comes as a result of cooperation and the subsequent ability to collaborate peacefully on how material items are developed and used to benefit humanity. When Sir Winston Churchill made this statement about the future of the human race, I think it was already at the threshold of a period in which great minds were beginning to discover what could challenge the scale and impact of any previous innovations. This kind of material evolution is quite continual. It unravels like this infinitely long red carpet of possibilities upon which we can pose, advance, and pose again as our ideas and dreams are brought to fruition. Our capacity to create and to develop as a race has the potential to be infinite if we so wish. And obviously the strides we have already made in such a positive direction are very significant. So today, in addressing Sir Winston Churchill's quote, I'll be examining how human cooperation and helpfulness has helped to contribute to this prolonged period of material prosperity so far, as well as what steps need to be taken in the future to ensure that it continues. Now, many people would agree that a prominent innovation of the 20th and 21st centuries is the computer. A computer-based organization that has been developing its technologies for a number of decades now. And the one that I'll be profiling is an affirmation that Churchill's statement still applies today, is IBM. Now, although their inventions, some of which include the magnetic strip we see on most credit cards, as well as artificial intelligence, while those inventions are incredibly groundbreaking, what's most important is how IBM made this possible. Now, in 1953, the company's president, Thomas J. Watson Jr., issued an equal opportunity letter stating that its employees would be hired based on their talents regardless of race, gender, religious belief, or sexual orientation, or really any other factor that at the time might have caused a different business to turn someone away. Since then, IBM has ensured that they follow the guidelines set out by that letter and have reaped the benefits of having a strong workforce built with regards to aptitude. Had Watson not ensured that his company was getting the best employees possible, I don't think IBM would have as much creative power or be as developed as it is now. Well, this is not to say that one requires the support of a large corporation to bring about material prosperity. An example of a very successful material innovation was quite literally Jim Thompson's revival of the Thai silk industry in the 1950s. While it isn't necessarily a scientific advancement, it represents more of a business initiative. The cooperation it took to run such an organization is what is most impressive. Jim Thompson, an American entrepreneur who came over to Thailand after the Second World War and teamed up with colleagues to create the Thai Silk Company, he saved Thailand's vital silk industry from extinction. His products were consistently good, and he sustained a very successful cottage industry, meaning that his employees, the majority of whom were women, could work from home and provide for their families. Thompson, although in a different manner than IBM and Watson, definitely embodied Churchill's statement that there needs to be collectivity in order to achieve a goal, as he was a very peaceful and helpful model for the silk industry in Thailand. While the examples I've just provided are very telling of how much the human race has developed in the 58 years since Winston Churchill made his statement, I feel like we're still missing something. I think Churchill may have underestimated how much a large number of people today take others' material creations for granted. There is and always has been a perpetual desire for faster, more efficient, and just overall better material items than we already have. In the past, this has been what's propelled us towards discovery and motivated humanity to evolve. Today, however, it seems like many people desire new gadgets and fashions more quickly than they can be conceived. One would think that with the grasp we have on today's technology and what we can do with it, as well as a more developed understanding of how others ought to be treated, that there would be a lot more respect for the material items that we both want and need in our lives. In conclusion, if humanity wishes to fulfill Sir Winston Churchill's statement, it must begin to appreciate how valuable material, as well as societal, intellectual, and spiritual growth are, and make the positive and impactful potentials of our ideas and dreams stretch towards infinity. Thank you.